Okay, so I'm just gonna cover very quickly how to work the level 1. This is gonna be your rapid infuser. You can infuse blood, fluids, all of those fun things when you're getting a trauma room, or a trauma patient into the trauma room. So first things first, you have to have this type of tubing to run through the level 1, otherwise it won't work. I've already primed this one, but I'll walk through the steps real quick on how to get all the bubbles out for you. This is what comes out of this box. Make sure you select the right fluids that your physician has ordered for your patient. And if it's blood, again, this is the only tubing you use. You don't use blood tubing, you use this. When you spike your fluid bag, you want to spike it, and then you want to get as much of the air out of the bag itself as you possibly can. Otherwise, as your bag empties, it'll start pulling the air through, and then you'll kind of have to start over with priming and doing all that stuff and running everything through. And it's okay, it's a trauma room, you can be messy. Okay, so once you get that hooked up, you can go ahead and open this up. For those of you that don't know how to open this up, it's simple. You just pull this black thing back and it pops open for you. Your blood, you can probably hang on a smaller hook. There's different size hooks in here for whatever size bag you're gonna use. Okay. Before I turn it on, like I said, I've already primed it. You've got so many clamps, right? Make sure all your clamps are open. After you get this, make sure at least one of your clamps are clamped. And then once you get this put in here, you can go ahead and open and let all your fluid run through. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that again just to show you guys how it works. So no bubbles. None of my chambers have bubbles. None of my chambers have bubbles. So that's sufficient. You can go ahead and turn it on at this point. All you're gonna hear are a lot of beeps because you have nothing hooked up right, okay? So if you wanna go ahead and turn it on at this point, you can. You're gonna have alarms up here because this chamber isn't set up correctly. You're gonna have alarms down here because this chamber isn't set up correctly. Just for video purposes, I'm gonna get everything set up and then we'll turn it on and see what alarms still are going off, okay? Let me not cut you off. So you wanna put this, there's 2 metal pieces to this part of the tubing. They have to be secured in the holes that are cut out for those, and this has to be pushed, okay? Once you get that set up, you line them up. This lever has to be pulled down to cover some of that metal tubing, okay? And your second chamber goes down here. This is actually what's gonna warm your fluid. This one's a little bit tougher to get pushed in there. Especially when we have tennis elbow. Okay. And then this rubbery part of your tubing down here is going to go to the end over here, and this hard piece goes inside of here. So just FYI, this isn't a quick pop open. You push down on this metal lever, this pops up and over. If you try to do this while everything's in operation, it won't work because you have a tooth that comes out to hold it in there. Come on now. There we go. Okay. So once you get that in place, you lift it up and push it back down, and the little metal lever will click over it. So at this point in time, everything is as it should be. We're gonna go ahead and turn on the machine. You'll hear the top part, which will be the fast infuse part, come through, and then the bottom part will kick in as well, and that's gonna be the warming section. You should also see bubbles here. This is where your distilled water goes. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but there's a little dipstick, like when you check your oil, and you can look at the dipstick, or you can see the levels here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn it on, just the big green button. It's gonna alarm at me too because I have it clamped. So I gotta hurry up and get it unclamped. So all systems go up here, it means it's running appropriately. All systems go right here, running appropriately. One of the biggest alarms you're gonna come across is this one, because I always forget to push this lever down. And it's gonna tell you, hey, you forgot to push your lever down. So I'm gonna open this up. Okay, so when I open it up, you see how fast it's flowing here? Then you can also tell here from this chamber. Anything that you see that has a light indicator next to it is a potential alarm that can happen. And those are all going to be in your quick reference guide. Like I said, this is kind of a down and dirty on how to get it set up. And that's it.